Hi guys, I'm sure you can hear me. Am I audible? If I'm audible, just let me know. You can put it in the chat if I'm audible. Okay. All right. Awesome. So few of the guys will join us, but we are starting now. So we record everything down. After that, it will be uploaded for those who missed to watch. We have a couple of people who wanted to join, but due to some one, two, three things, and it's also raining in some part of the country, so people are not able to join. But welcome everyone, whoever is here. So we are just going to start straight away. I'm just going to start, and then this is going to be on record, so that those who are not in here, it will be uploaded to watch as well. All right, so let's get it started. So last week we did something about SharePoint. We talk more about SharePoint and how to create SharePoint list and SharePoint site. And then, I some of you started working on something like that. I gave out some assignments, and I'm sure most of you started working on something awesome. That's great. So keep your assignments. This time we are going to upgrade whatever you have built. If you have your SharePoint list ready, that's fine. So we are going to build something awesome with it. Okay, we are going to start right from here. Let me just turn off this so that okay. Let me leave that. Let me leave that. That's fine. All right. So let me share my screen. Right. Let me share my screen real quick. All right. That's awesome. Okay. So I mentioned earlier on we are going to do some few things today. Let me just get the list right. So we are going to do some few things today. Um, Let me just get the list right so that we go accordingly. All right, so we are going to talk about, we are going to create an app from SharePoint. Okay, so today is all about combining Power App and SharePoint. Okay, we are going to do something with SharePoint and Power App. And I'm sure as we've started this series, at the end of the series, you guys will be able to build awesome projects. Okay, we are actually taking you through this process due to what we've experienced when we went out there to work. Okay, we realize these are some of the things which we mostly use at the um, banking sectors and other working space that you want to go into. Okay, so most of the SharePoint is being used there as well. So we decided to take you through the SharePoints. My colleague will also join next week to also talk a little about SharePoint and adding users, then security and other stuff in SharePoint. So we realize this is very important because if you don't know anything about this, you find it difficult to work within the environment wherever you are going to find yourself because you are going to depend a lot in it. Okay. All right, so real quick, we are just going to our SharePoint site. You remember how we did that? So office.com as usual. We enter our SharePoint site. We created a SharePoint site. I think okay, we created a SharePoint site, Power Strikers. So let me open my SharePoint site. All right, so this is my SharePoint site, Power Strikers. And as I mentioned to you earlier on, when the site opens and you want to see the contents in the site, okay, you go to what? Site contents. Okay. And I also told you earlier on that the site, you can edit it to fit whatever you want it to be like. Okay. So if I come to site content, I will just go and look at I'll look for my Power Strikers sales. Okay. This is my list. If you remember, we created a list. So that's mine. I'm sure you all created your list. Okay, so we are going to work with all of them. If you created your list, that's fine. Make sure you have it there. It will not necessarily be this, okay, but if you have your list, just have it there. So I'm also going to create a list. I want to create a new list actually. So let me create a new list. Okay. Let me do this rather. Okay, so I showed you one. You can create list from scratch, or you can load lists. You can import the list from an Excel file, right? So let's do that. I think we didn't do that last time, so let's try that. I have an Excel file seated on my desktop, so let's try to export it. Okay, I want to take you through that as well. So I will use that to create my list straight away. So Excel, right? So upload. So I have an Excel file seated on my desktop. It's called PS data, Power Strikers data. So I'm uploading it. All right, awesome. So you see, my Excel sheets, I have this data there. I have name, school, year of graduation, then profession. Okay, so you can easily change your data structure here just straight away. Okay, you can change everything here straight away. So this one is on title. Title is like is the primary key. Okay, it's just like the primary key going to. That's where the first if you realize when we're creating the list, we have the title there first. Okay, so we have the title. It can be a single line. I mean, so that's the title. Just leave it like that. This is a single line of text. Okay, the school name. Okay, it's a single line of text. Unless maybe your school name is plenty. Okay, well, the school name is a single line of text. Then we have number, because I'm entering the year 2022, so it has detected it as number. If you think it's not number, you can always change it here. You get it. Or you can go to do not export, which means this particular column, okay, will not be exported. That's what happened. So if you do that, do not export, the column will not be exported. Okay, so this is also a single line of code. Single line of code. Okay. So for the data type, I think we are cool with it. So we just go to next. Then you give it a nice name. So let's say power strikers, power strikers, power striker use this. All right. So I told you about this. So if you like, you can show it on the navigation um, bar here, or you can also on show so that anytime you want to go through it, you just click on site content, then you go and visit it. So we'll go to create. Right, so that's what is happening, is trying to export the whole data to our to SharePoint list. Okay, so that's what happened. So it has moved everything to SharePoint list. You can see it here nicely. Okay, if you think you still want to edit something, you can just tap on it and then column settings. You go to edit. You can still edit it. Okay, so let me see something. So the year of graduation, let me just use single line because it's trying to put some comments in there which I don't like. So let me just use single line. When you're done, you just save it. Okay. So you realize you can still do the editing wherever you like. Okay. You can still do the editing. You can add more. You can actually add more column to it. Okay. You can add more column to it. Okay. All right. Now that this is done, you can also export it to Excel back. That's CSV is a type of spreadsheet. Then we have the Excel itself. So you can export it all back to Excel again. All right. You can automate it, which will be different thing else we will be doing. So currently we are going to integrate it. We want to build an app out of this. Okay. So the first thing on the list was that we are going to build an app straight from SharePoint list. So let me check on my list again. So the first list was we are going to build an app straight from SharePoint. We'll then connect an app, okay, to a data in SharePoint. So we are going to do the first one, which is create an app from SharePoint list. Okay. So we just come here straight away. Okay. Then you see Power App, create an app. You see how awesome it is. Straight away, just tap on it. Then you give your app name, Power Strikers. Power Strikers. This one. So we name this test one. Okay. So that's our first app, right? Right. So let it load. Okay, let me see if I can put off my camera so that we enjoy the data together. All right, awesome. All right, so it's creating the app for me. I just need to be patient, then the app will be ready. Right, awesome. So we just waited for some few seconds, and my internet will also be part will also play a role to this. I'm sure most of you have seen that the whole studio is looking different, right? Who has noticed the studio is looking different? Like, I'm sure you guys have seen the studio looks different. It looks awesome. Just look at the studio. It looks really awesome. Powerhouse is really advancing, and we are really, really happy about this. So you can all see the studio look very awesome, and the new update is really, really great. We are happy for this from the Power Up teams. They are really listening to us. So you can see how awesome the whole Power Platform studio looks like. It's really great. It's looking very, very great. Very, very great. I'm sure you guys are enjoying it. I mean, you are enjoying the interface. You like it already, right? So that is it. Now you have all this thing here. Well, this is really great. We are really happy for this. Look how smooth the interface look like now. All right. So I've created straight from SharePoint list. Okay. As you saw it, I created an app straight away from here. Okay. So this is the app now. Now, I think we'll do the customization first, then later we'll create one. Okay, so later we'll create one from, I mean, how do you call it? We'll create one from App Studio as well. We'll create another app from the Power App Studio, scratch, right? Then we pick the data from SharePoint, the SharePoint list. This time around, we are not creating from SharePoint list, right? But we are creating from here to pull the data from SharePoint list. So it's just like you're having an app and you're pulling the data from somewhere. That's what we'll be doing also. All right. So let's work around this. So let's play around this. If I click on this, right, I can just come here. Okay, I can come and give it any view, anyhow I want it to look like. I mean, so whilst we are doing this, we're also looking at our part of works. Okay, you can come and play around it. Okay, you can do awesome stuffs around it here. So mostly we like using this. The most popular. We like using this. Then you can also change the background color. This one you can even give it a theme. You can give it a theme. It looks awesome. You have the background colors here. That's great. That's great. So I was used to the layout being here, but actually the layout is also here as well. Okay, so you can come and play around it there. Like this is awesome, right? And this time you can even edit the fields all here as well. This is really great. I love this. Then let me see something here. All right, so we have the inserts also here as usual. Let me see what is here. Okay, this paste. Okay. All right. So these are awesome stuffs. The whole platform has a new review and it's looking really great. I really love this. Okay, so the screens are here. Wow, this is great scenarios. All right, all right, 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 right. This is awesome. All right. So I mean, it was rolled out just recently. So this is something new, not too long ago, and it's good if you've not opened it recently. It's good you're also in here to see how it looks like. Okay, so let's say I want to. I don't want to display everything. So I have. Let me check my data first. So in my data, I have name. I have school. I have year of graduation. Then I have profession. But you see what's happening here? I have only name, school, and year of graduation. That's all, right? So this is what you want to do. If you want to show specific field, okay, this is what you do. So you just tap on this, okay. Then in case you want to change this field, okay, you just tap on this. Let me tap on this rather, school, right? I think this year of graduation. Okay, so let's say you want to change this to a different name. So maybe you can use profession. Okay, so name, school, profession. Do you get it? You can do it that way if that's what you want, right? So you can play with your data here. All right. So let's say something. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is great. So this is how it looks like. Okay, I'm sure you guys already know um, how the Power Apps works already. If you don't know, and this is your first time, so this is Power App, and this is how it works. Everything is created for you from scratch. You don't need to touch anything as soon as you just integrate. So the name I can say Ben. School, I would say Eugene. Year of graduation 2021. Profession, journalist. So I'm not attaching anything here. So let's just um, add it. Awesome. So it has been added. All right. Let me take this off. So it has been added. Okay, that's it here. You can also display it. So put your hand on the Alt key, Alt key. Then you press on it, it will work straight away for you. All right. So this is the data. You can edit it if you want. Click on it back. All right. So something like this, if you want to take this thing off, okay, if you want to take this thing off, you can take it off easily. You can just pick the database, then you can take it off. Okay, if you don't need it, you can take it off. You see remove, you can just remove it. That's how it looks. You can add more field if you want to add more field. Let's say you've added another field here, okay, but it has not been updated here. So you just come in here and come and pick the field here. See how it works. So you can come and pick the field here and just add it to show here. So that when someone is filling the form, the field will show. That's all. All right. So this is it. We've created straight from SharePoint list. Okay. So now we are going to create an app. Okay, we are going to create an app. Then an empty app actually. So an empty screen. So let me just pick a screen. Okay, so this time the screen look empty, okay, but we want the screen to pick data from the SharePoint app. We want it to have from the SharePoint list. We want it to have something like what is here. I hope you guys understand. Okay, we want it to have something like what is here. So we have to go and pick the data, right? So this is our new thing. Okay, so data from SharePoint. We are picking data from SharePoint, right? So first, let's do this. All right, so um, we need a gallery. All right, so you can use the gallery straight away. So we can use the gallery to display the data from there. All right, so if I pick the gallery, then I go to data source. So you see the data source here. Okay, you see the data source here. So I'll go to Power Strikers users. You remember the data we created? Okay, it's already connected to the app. Else, you can just go to connectors. You look for, or you can just type here SharePoint. You'll get it, right? Or you can just go to here SharePoint. So we are just going straight from scratch. Okay, I'm taking it straight from scratch. So I'll click on SharePoint. Okay, when I click on SharePoint, I'm going to Power Strikers. That's my SharePoint site. Remember, in my SharePoint site, I have this, which is Power Strikers users. Okay, so I will just go here and go and pick it from here. But I don't want to use this data again. Okay, let's go and use a different data. Okay, we have another. Remember last week we created another data, another SharePoint list. Let's use that one rather. Okay, I just want you guys to understand. So we have Power Strikers sales. Let's use this data. Okay, awesome. So let's just go there. So I want Power Strikers sales. Okay, then you just pick it up. So the data should be displayed here. Awesome. So you seen it? That's awesome. So now this one displays your data. If you want to build it nicely to suit whatever you like, you just come in insert, then we have test label. Okay, test label here. You can just do this here. What's the name? Width. So the width, you can just do this. Parent.width. Okay, so that it will fill the entire space up there. Okay, then you can also center align. Okay, you can center align it. You can give it a background color. Okay, let's give it a background color of this. Then meaning we have to change the background color of the text to white. So it's just about building idea. Then let's increase this to 30. Okay, then maybe we can change the name here. Okay, we can just change it. So say Power Strikers sales. Okay, then you hit enter. So you pick it straight away. So let's decrease this to 27. Awesome. All right, so you see how it is. This time around, we are building from scratch, right? You see, we are building from scratch. But if you look at this was built for us, okay? But you can do all that from scratch. You can do all that from scratch. Okay, so let's say you want to add data to this. So you can go here. Let's go here. Yep. Let's go here. Let's look for an icon. An icon called add. Okay, let's look for the add icon. Okay, so we just put this icon here. All right, nicely. We change the color. Sorry. So we change the color of this to this. All right, so we change the color of the icon to this. All right, now we want to use this icon to add. Okay, because you see we are creating from scratch. This time around we are creating from scratch. Okay, if you look at this, it was everything was created for you. Everything was created for you. So you seeing it, everything was created for you, right? All right. So this time around we are creating everything from scratch. Okay, so you come in here. If you don't know any of the codes, okay, or if you are not familiar with the codes, with the PowerFX codes, that's fine. You can always check the documentation for that. Okay, so we quickly have to look at the next thing. So this is what we did. So you realize we pick a data from straight away from there, right? And then we brought it here. Okay. So this can also be navigated to another screen where that screen is only to view the data. Okay, where that screen is only to view the data, just like this. Okay, so you do all for this 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we have 3, 1, 2, and 3. So you are going to do 3 screens. 1 to view the data, as you can see it here. Okay, 1 to view the data, then 1 to add new data, then 1 to also browse the data. Okay, so we are going to develop that. Okay, all right. That's great. So let me look at the next thing we have on board. So the next thing we have is we are going to customize the data collection. Okay, we did that. Okay, so I think without wasting much time, I think we are already there. And then I'm sure you guys have understood how the whole thing works. I was trying to play around it, but it's rather unfortunate. Coding online is really crazy. Okay, I didn't check before coming online to see if I could have solved that issue. But I mean, it's an assignment. Let's all go and try and figure out how to fix this issue. Okay. Let's create these screens. So your assignment is to create an app. Okay. So you can just type it somewhere. Maybe any of you can type it somewhere so that you drop it for your colleagues. So you are going to create an app from scratch. That's from the screen, from the Power Apps Studio. Then you connect to a data in SharePoint list. Okay, so that's the assignment. You create the app here, you connect to SharePoint list. Okay, you create from here, you connect to SharePoint list. Then you have your screen. First screen is the screen for browsing the data, which is this. Then the next screen is the screen for displaying the information, the user information, or the viewing of the user information. The next screen is the edit or the screen for the ad. Okay. As for the buttons, you can design your own buttons. You can do something like I did mine like this. You can also do yours anyhow you like. Okay. So with mine like this, I can just with mine on like this, in case I have this. Okay, I can just put it here, right? I can put it here, then take the code behind this, right? So I can take the code behind this, then delete this here, and maybe put it here. Okay, I can just put my code here. Okay, so that when I play it, okay, you get it. So do your own, do it how you want it to be like. Okay, play around it, create something awesome. Let's see what you are going to create. If I click on this, it should take, if someone click on this, right, it should take the person to it should take the person to the next screen where the person can view the data. Inside there, you can also delete, you can edit it. Okay, you can edit it. So if you type